In the heart of West Africa lies a nation that was once choked by the weight of colonial legacy, foreign dependence, and underdevelopment. A land that bore the scars of neglect from shattered roads to silent fields. For decades, Burkina Faso waited. Waited for roads, waited for justice, waited for leaders who wouldn't sell their people for personal gain. But the wait is over. This is the story of a revolution not fought with guns, but with shovels, with bulldozers, with calloused hands and burning hearts. A revolution led by the people and ignited by the leadership of a man whose name now echoes across Africa, Captain Ibrahim Traoré. The dream began in 2024 with the launch of a national movement called Faso Meboa. The message was simple, yet powerful. We will build Burkina Faso with our own hands. No more dependency on the West. No more waiting for international loans burdened with strings. No more begging from nations who built their wealth on African blood and minerals. For too long, roads in Burkina Faso had been a symbol of failure. Potholes like craters, bridges that collapsed under the weight of neglect. Villages left disconnected during the rainy season as mud swallowed what little infrastructure remained. Markets died. Children missed school. Mothers gave birth on the side of the road, far from clinics. This wasn't just underdevelopment, it was abandonment. And yet, instead of promises, the people were handed blame. The West pointed fingers at African corruption. They said Burkina Faso was poor because it was lazy, because it was unstable, because it lacked capacity. But they never spoke of the decades of extraction of uranium stolen without light reaching the villages it came from, of roads built only where French corporations needed trucks to carry gold, of infrastructure designed not for Africans, but for colonizers. So when the bulldozers finally rolled in, it wasn't just construction, it was redemption. President Traoré's government mobilized the nation's largest infrastructure campaign in history. Thousands of graders, excavators, and road rollers were purchased, not rented, not borrowed, owned by the people. This was not the IMF's development blueprint. This was not USAID's charity show. This was a people reclaiming their future. The goal? Between 3,000 to 5,000 kilometers of road constructed each year, built by Burkinabe hands, supervised by local engineers, financed through sovereign will, and it began fast. In provinces once forgotten by the capital, life stirred again. A farmer in Bobo Dioulasso who once walked 5 hours to market now drives in 30 minutes. A mother in Koudougou no longer fears the rainy season because the ambulance can reach her. A teacher in Yako sees her classroom filled with students who no longer miss school due to impassable roads. And the spirit? It spread. Across towns and villages, youth joined the movement. Not with protests, but with participation, laying gravel, transporting tools, protecting equipment. Faso Meboa became more than a slogan, it became an identity. But roads were just the beginning. Traoré's revolution extended to housing, to education, to agriculture. The same philosophy sovereignty through self-reliance echoed in every sector. Where the West offered band-aids, Burkina Faso was stitching its own wounds. New housing units were launched to replace slums, not luxury condos for elites, but dignified homes for working families. Agricultural cooperatives were given equipment and irrigation tools not from French NGOs, but from government warehouses stocked with pride. Schools received solar panels, clinics received medicine. Rural transportation was reimagined. And the results? Visible, measurable, emotional. The people no longer feel invisible. The international media, always quick to cover chaos, went silent. No headlines, no praise. Because this story didn't fit the narrative. A West African nation rejecting dependency, building without begging, growing without groveling. But silence could not hide the truth. Today, the people of Burkina Faso are no longer waiting. They are building, stone by stone, brick by brick, kilometer by kilometer, and they are doing it with clarity. Burkina Faso is not for sale. Not to France, not to the IMF, not to foreign companies seeking to exploit its gold, its uranium, or its people. The roads that rise now are not just made of asphalt, they are made of resistance, of memory, of vision. Captain Ibrahim Traoré has shown the world what sovereignty looks like in practice. He did not speak of Pan-Africanism at conferences in Europe. He built it in the dust and heat of West Africa, and other nations are watching. Mali, Niger, Guinea, Congo. A fire has been lit, and its warmth is spreading. Africa is not poor. It is plundered, and Burkina Faso has chosen to stop the plunder. This is not a miracle. This is not a fantasy. This is a movement, and it's only just begun. Burkina Faso is rising, not because someone gave it permission, but because it remembered who it was. The continent is listening, and so is history.